Hello and welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Getting an early jump on March 29th at Gulfstream Park. Going to be a buzz for the Florida Derby, the Curlin Florida Derby. Uh, Florida Derby has produced probably the most Kentucky Derby winners, 25 times, I believe, over the last 40, 50 years or whatever. But it's been since 2017, I believe. Always Dreaming was the last Florida Derby participant to win the big race. So obviously the focus is on those highly coveted 100 points going to the winner. 50 points to second will get you in the Derby, and even a third place finish will get you close. So race day is going to be March 29th, next Saturday. And don't forget to leave in the comments your winner. The first one to pick the winner of the Florida Derby correctly will get a Derby glass, just like all the other seven total races for $100. And each person that predicts the winner, the first post, will win a Derby glass. So get them in early. Let's go and get after this field. We're going to start with number 1, Neo Equos. That's right. It's 10-1 morning line, Florida bred, trained by Saffie Joseph Jr. Lost his rider in a debut, but he came back right off of that to win going 5 furlongs. Then he had a pair of second places in the Florida Thoroughbred Series and got a 101 speed figure in one of them. And then went to the Fountain of Youth, where he went out, set the pace, and was pretty honest, fought hard down the stretch and held on for third. So it's going to be a bit of a debate if he can go a little further than that. So there's question marks there. I'll be back later in the week with more analysis. Don't worry about that. This is a first look, and I'll give my early leans. Number 2, Cool Intentions, 20-1. Began at Gulfstream Park, second at 6 furlongs. Then he went back to back, won an 8 furlong and then a 7 furlong. And then his 2025 debut, he was 5th in the Mucho Macho Man and never really a threat. So I'm probably not going to have a heck of a lot of interest in him. Could be a flyer if you want to go underneath in exotics, like for the Super or something like that. But that brings me to number 3, Smoking Boy, 30-1. He does have a grade 1 win to his credit, Camarero racetrack, but not much success when he stepped up to real competition. He ran 8th in the Sam F. Davis, and he was 6th in an allowance race that we're going to look at here in a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on him. Disruptor is the 4 horse. That's 4-1. That's Todd Pletcher, colt by Gunrunner, and 1 out of 2 so far, 7 furlong win on March 1st. Looked good, but he was maybe just a little bit green. He's still learning, but he's probably matured quite a bit since then. You get a nice win like that under your belt. He's on my watch list for down the road, but 4-1 seems like an underlay to me. Maybe it's just a lack of competition in the race, because there are some unusual entries that I wasn't expecting, like this one, Indecisiveness, 30-1. This one was 53-1 in the allowance race, where we'll talk about here next, because that's where Jimmy's Dailies ran second. And he was beaten by more than 3 lengths by that rival. So I'll probably pass on him. Now, this is the number 6, Jimmy's Dailies. He's trained by Brian Lynch, by Vacoma, 4 starts. He's got the maiden win, 2 back. And he went versus a horse named Grande at mile and an eighth. So second best there. He was not really close to matching the winner, but he was the first to tire down the stretch. He did do well to get to the 9 furlong distance so soon. So maybe if he's in a little bit better shape, he's definitely one I'd look at for underneath exotics. And then number 7, Buang, Into the Dragon, 30-1, trained by Jose D'Angelo, and moving back to the dirt after a couple of turf outings, shown some talent, 2 wins in his past, and ran second most recently in Colonel Liam, but was very distant second. So I'm going to pass on going back to the dirt. Number 8 is Matticat Road, obviously 7-2. Bob Baffert has reason for optimism after the really big run he had in the Rebel, where he broke out to the lead. He ran a 22.47 opening quarter, 45.72 for the half. So it really took a great rally from Cole Battle once again, who's no stranger to that, to run him down. So Matticat Road is definitely a threat. That brings us to number 9, Tappan Street. That's 5-1 morning line. Brad Cox by into mischief, broke his maiden. Then he went right to the Holy Bull as the post time favorite. 4 wide in the first turn, tracking leaders. Made a nice move, Saez did, inside or outside, inside out. Then Burnham Square beat him down the stretch. So Burnham Square didn't turn out to run very well when he was waxed out by Sovereignty in the Fountain of Youth. So not really sure what to think about that. But that does bring us to Sovereignty, the 10 horse. No, I don't mind the outside post. I know it's a short run to the first turn, but he should be able to settle in behind horses and not get caught too wide. He's Bill Mott's best Derby contender, and it didn't even matter that he was all coming way off the layoff in the Fountain of Youth. He did what he does, mows him down in the stretch. He collared River Thames, who's very game in that race in the Fountain of Youth. He got a 98 buyer for his effort. He'll have plenty of speed to stalk at in this one. So the outside post, I don't think, like I said, would be an issue. So to sum things up for your first look, I'm still sticking with Sovereignty until convinced otherwise. I just thought that effort where he got up sort of late-ish, looked like he was backing off, and then he made a run. So I expect even a better effort in the second off the layoff. Matticat Road, I think, would get a share of my money. And Neo Equos, as I mentioned, if that rails any kind of an advantage for him, he can save some ground. And inside of Matticat Road, he might have a chance to pull the upset. But and then I did mention, I think, Jimmy's Dailies. But I'll be back with more, like I said, later in the week. Of course, the Arkansas Derby preview will be coming up next. So be on the lookout for that. Appreciate you joining me today. And until next time, we'll see you soon.